All right, guys, I'm super excited to be back. Thank you so much for the ones of you that subscribed. I have a lot of content to cover. I'm going to try to go as quickly as possible because I do want to get you the best possible information when it comes to crypto. Specifically today, we're going to talk about the Deeper network and its tokens. I'm going to cover three basic things. First, I'm going to cover features. I mean, at the end of the day, this is more than just a token. It's more than just a coin. It's got some amazing features built in that I wouldn't be doing it justice if I didn't cover at least some of them here and there. So I'll be covering features to start out with. Second, let's go over mining. What does mining look like for DPR? What do you do? How do you do it? And third, I'm going to go over the tokenomics once again, and I'm going to do, let's say even more conservative numbers because I got a little bit of slack last time saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm crazy. All right, maybe I said 50 cents instead of 5 cents, but sorry guys. I mean, math is hard sometimes. It's just a little reading issue there. But take a look at this. I know I said 50 cents, but it's actually 5 cents the last time I covered the Deeper network. So if we take a look at the coin market cap right now, would you look at that? We're at 6 cents now, and we're on the rise. And I've talked about this before. I'm not going to cover a project unless I believe in it, unless I know that I've done my homework on it. And Deeper Network is one of those projects. I believe in them, and they're going somewhere. I've done my research. Guys, it's going to continue to go up. There's no other way to say this. This is a project that I am behind, not because they're paying me, but because I put my money down. I mean, I do put my money where my mouth is when it comes to these projects, and this is one of them. This is definitely one that I'm going to continue to add funds to. Maybe I try to get some higher tiers, but let me talk to you about what I've seen here. The Deeper Network has a lot of stuff, and you just go on their site and you scroll down. You're going to see all sorts of things. You're going to see the information in regards to what a VPN versus DPN is, how it's, there's a decentralized network that we're dealing with now. When you're talking about the gateways to apps, web services in general, and I love this little graph that they put together. This is a lot to cover, and I don't think that this graphic does it justice. It's cool. I mean, I'm going to cover a little bit about proof of credit today, but there's so much more. If you have the time, if you want to nerd out, click here. Go to the white paper, and the one pager is nice, but go to the actual white paper. This thing, it's amazing. You're talking about 80 pages of content that I've gone through at least once to make sure that I'm giving you the right information. And there are some amazing features that people are not even thinking about. They're looking at this as a token. This is a really high grade device that's doing security at an enterprise level at a fraction of the cost that you'd pay for anything similar to it. And I'm actually working on getting someone to interview here on the channel that can talk about this, that deals with cybersecurity. That's his job day in, day out. I'm trying to convince him to say that, have him actually talk. As you can imagine, some of those people might not want to be disclosed or, show their face or let other people know who they are. But I'm working on it. I got some amazing people in this community for the Deeper Network, and I want to make sure that I share their information, the things that they know, the devices they've been using with you, so they can get a better understanding when it comes to how awesome this thing really is. Because I don't know about you, but I'm super excited about the Deeper Network, and I see it growing more and more. I mean, obviously, you see it grow too. I mean, you saw it went from that 5 cents to 6 cents in just a couple of days, and this is only the beginning. And I've mentioned this before, but I've actually I took a step further today, and I did a little bit of work on the background. So here we go. I got a slideshow to go over some of this information with you to make it a little bit easier, to make it a better show and tell for you guys, because that's what I'm here for. Make sure I'm helping all of you. Here we go. First and foremost, let's talk about 7 layers of protection, starting with the first one, this physical layer. So it's, retaining connection during power failure. If something drops on the network and you bring it back up, well, your connection is going to be there. It's going to stay connected because of the Deeper Network device. My recommendation is to make sure that you have this plugged into some kind of, battery backup, so that in case you do have a power failure somewhere along the line, you got your info right there. But that's just number one. Network layer. So this is to prevent people from spoofing their IP address, when somebody connects to something, pretending to be somebody else. Again, it's one of those basic things that are super critical to make sure that you have a protected network. Now this one, This one's so important. You got to make sure that you smash that like button, hit subscribe too, because the YouTube algorithm loves it. And although it's not part of the 7-layer protection, it definitely helps the channel, and I really appreciate all the support from all of you all. So, rule number 3, data link layer, address resolution protocol, spoofing protection. So this is when you're putting up, a URL, you want to get to the right place. You don't want to, think that you're going somewhere and all of a sudden it doesn't match. You want to make sure that, address A is pointing to the address that you want. Transport layer. So strict status check to prevent flood attacks. This is when people are just trying to overwhelm networks and trying to squeeze packets in between others. Again, I know I need to get, an expert on the channel to go over all these details, because I think this is just phenomenal. And I want to get, into the nitty-gritty details and have a video exactly about that for you all. All right, so session layer. If we got any programmers watching this, you know how sessions work, you know how sessions are important. Whenever you log onto a site, you start a new session, and that is your ID, and you don't want anybody else to take your ID and do things with it. So this ensures that that the protocols are in place for you to be you whenever you're on a site and stay you, and nobody can remove that away. Number 6, presentation layer. So this is data encryption and decryption. So making sure that your information isn't getting resubmitted. It's like making a payment. Oh, you're buying 1 Ethereum? Great. Well, you just bought 2 Ethereum, and the second one went to my wallet. That's what this thing is going to prevent. Number 7 here, application identification. Well, this is actually really cool, especially if you're mine. If you think about this, you just installed some weird cat game that nobody's ever heard of, and you're like, oh, I love this. This is awesome. And then you forget about it. Little do you know that it's mining in the background, and it installed some application to take advantage of your mining capabilities in your computer, and all of a sudden they're making money off of you. This is happening so much right now, and having a device that can protect against that can take a look and say, hey, you're mining. Are you sure you meant to be mining? You're sending a lot of data out to the network, and this is what it is. Can you confirm it? Like, this is huge. This is big. It's really important to make sure that you know what traffic you're generating and what that traffic is. So these are all the 7-layer protections. Even though fake number 3 for the YouTube algorithm is not there, it does help. So let's move forward to the mining aspect of things. And to talk about mining, I want to show you what the distribution of these tokens look like. 60% of the tokens are going to be mineable tokens. That's really big. That means that the power is not on the company's hands or anybody else. It's in the miners' hands. It's in our hands. We get to decide how the network moves forward. So this is true decentralization. And the team and investors, only 10%, that's low. So you know that this is serious. Not only is it low at that 10%, it's actually locked for 3 years. So they won't be able to touch it. There's nothing they can do about it. They have, great 10% to pay people and reward them for being part of the project and starting things and working on it, but it's locked up. There's nothing they can do for 3 years. So this thing is actually moving forward, which is super exciting. But let's talk about mining. Mining DPR. With mining DPR, there's a word from our sponsor. Well, there's no real sponsor. Let's be serious. I don't even have the channel monetized, so I don't get any money from anything. That's just my wallet, ID. If y'all want to send me anything, that doesn't even have to be money. If, an NFT you thought was cool and you want to put it together and you want to share, hey, that's my wallet address, and I'll leave it here. I'm not going to be sharing this wallet address all the time, so I'll just leave it here for you guys if you all are so kind to want to share something. So that's me. Let's get back to mining. Mining. Proof of credit. With the Genesis miner, you're going to be able to stake to earn credit. So you have 100 to 800 credit score that's going to be dictated based on how much you put down. Now, for any other device, it's got mining capabilities. I know it's not the main reason you'd buy one, but it will mine. It's going to take a little bit to mine, but you want to make sure that you maintain a good connection and you stay connected to the network to ensure that you are earning credit, that you are increasing that credit score to be able to earn DPR, because you need to reach that 100 mark on your credit score before you can actually earn any DPR. All right, this is actually going to blow people's minds. They are implementing an universal basic income. So regardless of your traffic, you are going to be able to mine. And here's why this matters. let's talk about Helium, right? Let's compare it to Helium because a lot of people are familiar with the Helium network. If you live in a crappy location where it's not really being utilized, your rewards are going to be terrible. Unless you're connected to other nodes around the area for the Helium network, you're not going to generate a lot of helium. These guys were really concerned about that. What does that mean for the deeper network? Does it mean that people in the US are just going to make a ton of money and then any other countries are not going to do as well? That wasn't going to fly with them. They are really about making sure that they are giving credit where credit's due, pun intended. So they've implemented a universal basic income. So regardless if you have people going through your network or not, you are going to be able to earn DPR. Your device will mine, which is awesome. Again, like it's just, this is how to decentralize things. It's rewarding people for being part of this community, which is a great way to look at it. On the other hand, there is additional income to be earned if you have, a good connection location. And I've heard from some people that are in the US and they have said that you want to watch how much bandwidth you're allocating to the device because if you got a popular location, well, guess what? People are going to jump on it. A lot of people want to connect through the US, and I've talked to a few people, like they want to watch Netflix. They want to watch things that they can't get other places, which is kind of crazy because if you think about it, like there are other locations that offer the same content as the US. You just got to be smart to pick the right ones, but we don't have to go over that much. But there is additional revenue for you to be able to earn if people are utilizing your location. I'm excited to be where I am because my devices are definitely going to generate income from traffic. I plan on having multiple locations, one work, one home. That way I can maximize the earnings. So Genesis Miner versus the other ones. Please understand the difference. And this is really, really important. First off, with these other devices, the ones that aren't necessarily called miners, but that they're just devices to protect your network, to be able to, use it as a DPN. You're going to need 100 credit score before your unit starts generating DPR. That's going to take between 4 to 6 months, which is a little bit of time, if you ask me, for you to start earning DPR, which is why on the very first video I put up in regards to the deeper network, I told you mining is a nicety. Mining is good because you're going to open up that wallet later on and go, oh, I have money in here. This is awesome. That doesn't mean that this is the reason you should buy it. The features that it comes with are incredible and they're worth every penny as is. Now, if you do want to mine, if you do want to participate in that aspect of things, well, I recommend the Genesis Miner. And the Genesis Miner, you have to stake at least 20,000 DPR. That will get you 100, the 100 credit score. So you stake to earn credit score. The more you stake, the higher your credit score is going to be. And you can start mining right away. As soon as the mainnet launches, well, you're going to start mining. And the announcement for the whitelisting is about to take place here this month. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you're stocking up on your DPR beforehand because the prices are going to continue to go up. And really important, hot wallet only. And I made this really big because I was going to forget. Make sure that your DPR is not in cold storage. It's not in a hardware device. Make sure it's not on an exchange. Make sure that you have it in some form of hot wallet, like MetaMask, for example. Make sure that you have those tokens available because that will be how they will be staked. If you have your tokens in Gate.io or wherever else, you're not going to have them, readily available to be able to stake. So please know that you need to have your tokens in a hot wallet to be able to have these transactions take place, for you to be able to stake your DPR when whitelisting comes out. Let's talk token shortage. Yeah, I told you guys I would cover this because it is, in my opinion, really important. And I know I got some slack from it, but I promise you, it's real, it's happening. And as you can see here, this chart, this was taken up a couple of hours ago. There's a huge accumulation phase taking place right now. People are racking up on DPR, and we're gonna run out. That's what that means. We're gonna run out because we don't have enough right now in the system. We don't have enough being mined. We have zero being mined because mainnet hasn't launched yet. So until that happens, token prices are gonna continue to surge. And I'm predicting a peak and then a drop. But overall, we're gonna go up. 6 cents is nothing in comparison to where we're going with DPR and how much these tokens are actually going to be worth. So I'm super excited about this. And let me jump right to my lovely calculator because math is hard. So this is the document I showed you before, and I can actually pull this up. So if you see the circulating supply right there, 386, and we go back here, you got that 386, we got that same number. That way you can see exactly the numbers we're talking about and that I'm not making this up. So this is the breakdown, how much you need to stake to be able to earn these different credit scores. I'm going to make this go away because it's too busy and we don't need to see it. I'll just hide this column and now we can see things a little bit better. So I got slack because I said 500 tier 1s would be a lot. Well, that's fine. Let's just make it 50 tier 1s and then 100. And let's call this one. Well, we got to round it off so that we can actually end with 10,000, right? So I'll do a little bit of a different increase. So, and then we'll do 600 here. You see that supply? We only have 9,000 left. If I do 9,000 of just the lowest possible tier, there's already a supply shortage. This is basic math, guys. Like, I feel bad saying this, but it's basic math. We are going to run out of tokens if we get all 10,000 units to be, it's just insane how this is actually going to go down. We don't have enough tokens. And you might be thinking, oh, it's going to make the price surge and this. Here's the bigger thing. People aren't going to be able to get to that 10,000, the Genesis miners, because you do have people that are, willing to put more money down. So their tier levels are way further up. Like I know personally multiple people who are tier 3 and above. And it's an active community. So keep that in mind. This is insane how this is just going to go down. So and that's why I wanted to do this live, to actually show you that this is a big freaking deal. Like, it's huge. If we do, let me make sure I can get this number right. So let's do 7,000 here, and then let's do 3,000 right up here. That's only 15 million tokens left. That's with zero nodes above tier 3. I'm sorry, above tier 6, which is this is nothing. This is nothing at all. It's just insane to think that how quickly these numbers are going to go, because most people, I don't actually know. I only know one person that's on the lowest tier. Everybody's been working hard to get to that second tier. Everybody that's invested, that's an early adopter, they're doing everything that they can to be able to get up to that second tier, and they're taking advantage of the low prices of DPR right now, because that's what's going to make a difference, right? Because it's a lot cheaper for you to be able to get to tier, to the second level here if DPR is only 6 cents. When it gets to 10 cents, well, it's like twice as expensive for you to get to one of these tiers. So now is the time, and I'm going to pull up Dexels here really quick. So people are buying like crazy. I was able to pick up some more DPR right around here. But as you can see, these numbers are skyrocketing. They're just going to take off. And I should feel bad, because that means that I have, my chances are lower to get that gold Genesis miner. But that's okay, because I love you all and I'll make sure you all are successful. And to prove that, yesterday I was actually watching the ticker here, because I was like, I'm going to buy a little bit more as soon as, there are some sales. So as soon as, I'll get 2, 3, 4 sales, depending on how much ETH people are putting in, I was going to make a purchase. And as soon as I saw it, first thing I did was get on Telegram and say, hey guys, people just sold. It's a good buying opportunity. Go get it. And I couldn't even get back to Uniswap, and somebody had already picked up at the lower prices. So again, my main goal is to make sure that I'm giving you guys this information, helping you be successful in the crypto markets. I do love you all, and I want to make sure you all win. So if you wouldn't mind helping me out and hitting that like button, hitting the subscribe button, and the bell for notifications so you don't think I'm dead, so you know that I'm actually making videos and helping out the community. And if you haven't done so yet, I do have another channel which I cover things that are not crypto, but still cool because, well, obviously I only talk about cool stuff like, YouTube Studio and engineering. Random, I know, but it's the action variety show, I guess you can call it. As always, awesome hanging out with you all. Drop me a comment down below because I do answer everything that comes across my desk. I want to make sure that I'm connected with you all and giving you all the pointers that you need to be successful. You all are awesome, and I will see you on the next one.